Hey everybody, happy Maniac Monday. I am so happy to see each and every one of you. I only wish that we had one more day in the weekend before I had to come back. I had a fantastic weekend myself. I hope each and every one of you did. If you did, I'd like to, go ahead and hit me up with a message. I always like hearing from you guys. You know me, I'm always around at some point or another. Um, Today's movie is a great one for Maniac Monday because the guy in it is a true maniac. He's a walking, talking nightmare. Which, if you haven't read from the title, is the 1981 film Nightmare. Yes, I have this 35th anniversary edition. It claims it's from Code Red. I got it from Kino Lorber. I don't know. Um, if they release, or are these like counted as legit Code Red titles, or are they Kino Lorber? I don't know. If any of you guys let me know because I would like to figure out what section I need to set this. Code Red, or do I put it with my Kino stuff? All right, guys. This is, like I said, from 1981. This is the rated R 1 hour 37-minute cut. Stars Baird, Stafford, Sharon Smith, C.J. Cooke, Mick Cribben, Danny Rowan, and little Scott Praetorius is in this, where he is the perpetrator. He is the young version of our serial killer in this, of our killer. And this is directed by Romano Scavolini is his name. Um, what is this about? Well, it's pretty incoherent in places, but it's about a guy who suffers from schizophrenia, and he's has violent temper, violent convulsions he goes into, like seizures. He has these bizarre dreams, bizarre nightmares, that he's off doing these horrible things to other people. And in the meanwhile, we're treated to this other young kid that is a little trickster. He likes to pull gags on his entire family. At one point, he pulls one where he gets comes in and he's acted like he's been cut across his belly. And in the meanwhile, the whole time while this is happening, you're thinking, is this real or is it not? Because just before you saw him, he was outside, and across the street was our killer, who has traveled all the way to Florida to get to this family. And you're not given any rhyme or reason why until the very end, I guess. You find out a little more who the guy is and why he's going after this family, which is interesting. As far as why he's a killer, I don't get it. He walked in on his parents having some kinky like sex, and he was tied. The dad was tied down and getting excuse me. And the whole while he's getting slapped by his woman, and little Scotty comes in, witnesses this, goes back outside to the tool shed, and you see him go get a axe, and he asks her a question. He asks her something. He asked her a few things. Terrible jokes. I know. So he hacks up the mother and father figure. Over some kinky sex that was none of his problem. Like, he should have never even been there in the first place, because that's his parental units. You don't want to walk in and sit there and watch them have sex in any way, shape, or form. At least I know I do not. that is just very what it would I say mind warping. It scalds your brain with things that you do not want to see, and that is that's horrific. It'll give you nightmares. But you're treated to some weird visuals in this. There is some nice TNA. There is a scene where I know for sure. Well, it's cut. If this is uncut, I would like to know why they decided to pan out or pan in, so like scan in or zoom in so far on this certain scene when you can clearly tell there is actual penetration, sexual penetration going on. Um, why is it your camera angle from just at part of her pubic region, which you see her hair, and and she's clearly they really are having sex. Um, sometimes it adds to a movie, sometimes it doesn't. If you're going to put it in there, you might as well go for the gusto, especially nowadays because almost everything's been said and done before, and it's you got to come up with new ideas to keep things fresh or keep us interested because it's a tough world out there. As I heard once before, Hollywood has 7 stories, and each and every one of those 7 stories are different in their own ways. And basically, you just got to figure out different ways of telling those stories, which is interesting. Because very little is original at this point. Once in a great while I'll come across something that is original and nice and different. Otherwise, it's the typical predictable trash of film nowadays. And you know what? This is predictable for the most part. There is parts of it where you scratch your head and wonder what is going on, why is this happening, and this small kid is having these weird nightmares that are happening to feature a killer basically. And this guy is a lunatic, and so you got this whole connection that way, and then like I said, you get down to the meat and potatoes of it. The gore is great. It's one of those, I loved the gore in it. Got a cat here in the room meowing. That's kind of annoying. I didn't know she was rolling in here. That's okay though. Now on to this release. It is like I said, it is the 35th anniversary. It says it's uncut. Nightmare. It does say right here that it is a code red release. If that is, I would like to know, like I said, because usually code red releases have a number on the side. There is no number on the side for this one. As far as what it is, there's no alternative cover art. Is your basic DVD in here. Whoop, there you go. And let me flip it over here again for your special features, guys. Not a lot on there. Here, let me zoom it there. There's that, and there's little Scotty in the middle. Yes, and then Scotty, grown up Scotty here on the end here. Yeah, that's interesting. Uncut, I don't know. All right. Oh, and then by the way, before I do forget, there's a whole thing about Tom Savini connected to this film and doing special effects. Did he do them? Did he not do them? Something about he was a consultant on it, and he helped, basically set up some of these special effects, different ways he could kill somebody. ways that you could do it, but he did not do the effects. Essentially, is from what I figure. Like, I guess. He may have done some here and there in it, but it doesn't look like he did the entire film. As a matter of fact, I even wrote some stuff on there that I got from IMDb that tells you a little bit about that. And then it also I have a note on there about how it was the part of the UK Video Nasties list at one point or another, which is an interesting list. It's a bunch of title films that were banned over there in the United Kingdom that were deemed immoral, and they were offensive, and you shouldn't watch them. And there was a whole witch hunt on that stuff, which it was really like, I was a very young kid when it happened, but as I grew up, that's how I saw the video nasties throughout the year, was through horrible copies that were like third generation dubbed or recorded over. Then there was the ones that I did get a rent from the video stores, but there was a lot of those that were, unfortunately, they were cut, and this was one of them that I did see back in the day that was for sure cut. Because I think that one, it was cut by like 5 minutes on this one, probably. Because I don't remember a lot. Like, when I was a kid, I was a teenager. I didn't remember a lot of the close-up gore gags that we do have in this one, which I do remember it because I have watched this copy several times now. But it was, compared to some of the other cuts, it's very, very, very noticeable. Well, as far as what I would give this one on any kind of 1 through 5 ratings, technical side, it's a mess. It's probably like a 2. It's all over the place. The story is a little disjointed. It just doesn't make sense a little bit. They needed to find out. We needed to know why there was a little more connection between this and the son, or not the son, the son of the family, and like, how is there that connection in there? Where does it begin? Why is it ending there? So that's a little bit frustrating with it. And as far as an entertainment side, it is fun. It does have some awesome parts to it. Other than, being a little incoherent from the storyline, it is still a cool, fun movie. I'm not going to say it's extremely entertaining, though. It does have a lot of dry, boring, dull places where nothing is going on. And I try not to grab my phone, because that's when I know I'm getting distracted and not liking it. So I'm going to give it a 3 on that end, too. So we got a 2 and a 3 there. So you can go with that and choose what you will on that. And as always, I'm going to wrap this up now because we're rolling up over 13 minutes. And I love each and every one of your faces. I'm happy to see them again on Maniac Monday. I hope you're having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. Whenever it is you're watching this, I hope you're having a great time with some family, with some friends. And please like, share, and subscribe if you've made it all the way to this part of my film. Alright, guys, and peace, y'all.